to our last and final set of the day, starting down here at the bottom right side of the map, representing FXO Gaming. We're going to have the Red Terran from Ukraine. It is Strelok. His opponent down here at the top right side of the map, representing Mouse Gaming, it is going to be the green MouzMana. So, here we go. We are all set for game number 2. We are on GSL Whirlwind. And you know what? Something I actually really love about this tournament right now, this is my very first day casting this. I'm not sure, again, if I will be a continuous caster for them, as there are a lot of options for them to, I guess, pick from the world. So I'm not sure if I will continue, but I really do hope so. But what I really do enjoy about this tournament is just the fact that this map pool is enormous, a lot which you could really pick from. And again, I think it's just kind of I need to double check the rules just to make sure I'm correct. I'm assuming at the moment right now that the first set, the very first match, or the very first map that the players play on, is kind of one of these funky older maps, maybe something kind of weird, and then from there they go back to a little bit more of a normal map pool that we see today in GSL, MLG, Blizzard World, whatever, Cup Championship, just kind of that general mix of maps. I mean, typically, of course, you always see your GSL Entombs, your Antiguas, but maps like Whirlwind are finally starting to get added, Abyssal City starting to get added, so very, very neat to see stuff like that. Now, for those that are wondering as well, what is this map? This is GSL Whirlwind, one of the biggest, newest maps in the map pool that we see today. Huge 4-player map, to be exact, very symmetrical, looks like a big just whirlwind, looks like a big fan just kind of ready to spin in a circle or a flower or something like that. As we take a look and see, I mean, the main looks fine, a lot of drop space, a lot of area to build and get your SimCity going. Natural is kind of fairly choky, very interesting, and actually an actual up neutral supply depot, so that helps out players, say Forge Fast Expand, or say for a Terran player to wall off a little bit better, even a Zerg player as well with Evo Chambers and Spines. Now, to get outside of oh, could he pick this Pro Ball before I could get a scout off? And it will. Beautiful micro by Strelok. No scout from Mon, except he does see that the expansion is down, so he knows it's either going to be a 1-rax or a CC first. Most likely with the timing, of course, it is 1-rax expand. Now, you have to make some decisions when you play on this map to get off into a 3rd, 4th base. You are actually in a very open area because you're not only around big open ramps, but you really start overextending yourself from your natural into your 3rd. And usually, typically, one of the better options, of course, due to the positionings, is there close by air, north-south. Mana, of course, will probably take the 3rd base. That's a little bit further away whenever he does in fact, decide to, and if he gets that point. Same thing for Strelok. He's going to take the one over here a little bit more to the west side, just so he doesn't have to deal with any weird, awkward early engagements that actually help Mana out. So, kind of a little bit of the map overlay if you guys are not used to it. Now, as we take a look and see, Strelok is going to be going for Reactor Hellions, and I actually kind of applaud this decision because we see it a little bit more often. Sorry, I apologize again, I'm purely exhausted. We do see it a little bit more often now use the Reactor Hellions because why? Well, of course, Stalkers. Stalkers and Zealots are slow. Stalkers aren't able to really do a lot of heavy damage to the Hellions, so they're able to at least run around, do a little bit of damage, and do that. And this is kind of key because this almost looks exactly like a direct build that you would see straight out of a TVZ or Reactor Hellion into Banshee. So this actually might really work potentially, because if Mana doesn't scout this in time and doesn't have sentries and force fields in place, he actually could lose a lot to, say, 4 Zealots. So 1 Warpin will not be enough because he'll be chasing these Hellions left and right. Now, he won't be able to get any additional scouting really information because of the bunker right there in place, unless he really gets kind of risky and walks on through. Might be able to get another step or 2 in just because it's only 2 Marines inside the bunker versus the 4, but again, he does not know about that. Now, what he does know, he knows about these Hellions, so he knows about that. He will lose the Stalker. Now, Strelok does need a micro. He doesn't want to lose this for free, but here we go. Mana, first Stalker goes down. Now he's bringing these units across the map, and I'm going to assume, there we go, 1 sentry's down. Definitely needs another one if you can possibly get these out, or at least a Stalker. So he actually decides to go for Stalker, and he's going to be going for the wall off. So very interesting decision there, but it looks like it's going to work out in his favor. The Stalkers are going to finish off the wall. Their firepower again prevents the Terran player from getting anywhere. And this is why sometimes I say kind of 1x expand into, or I mean not even a 1x expand, maybe just do a 1 base, 1-1-1 build, go Hellion drop into a 1-1-1 might be a little bit more effective, just in case they can wall up the front, and plus you're going to be able to put pressure with Marine Hellion and Medivac, so not sure if that's exactly the correct build order that Strelok really wanted, but hey, we'll see. As we take a look and see, the first Banshee's already doing damage over here. Cloak is about to finish really soon as we take a look and see. There we go. Oh boy, heyo. Hi iPhone, I haven't seen you all day. Yeah, so we're going to be seeing this Banshee just do quite a bit of damage until he actually gets an observer out. We're going to see a lot of workers being killed. He needs to focus fire the actual probes down, and it looks like he's going to be driven out. The Stalkers are getting warped in right under him. The Overseer's really helping him to see. Will he be able to get out? Yes, he will! Oh, the hero Banshee able to get out. Now, the second one should be here already. It looks like it isn't, but I mean, worst comes to worst, now he's got the Hellions inside of here, so they're going to start doing their whole barbecue trick, and this is kind of a little bit of a nightmare situation. Like, nothing is going right now for MouzMana, I'm sorry, but today, whatever happens, just everything has been going completely wrong. Able to even get another pot shot off with the Hellion as we take a look and see. 13 total workers have been killed, 14 to be exact. I think, oh wow, additional harass over here at the natural, so Strelok being all over the place, doing so much harass, and I mean at this point he could just transition into a strong 2-base 1-1-1 style play, and that's what it looks to be with tanks, Hellions, and Banshees. So I am interested to see the result here, because typically when you think mech versus Protoss, usually it doesn't end up too well for the Terran player, but with the amount of harass that he's been able to do and his production, that it's going 3 tanks at a moment plus Banshees plus Siege Mode, Marines, and a Raven, I feel as though he's going to be able to do quite a bit of damage. Now, Mana does place a little bit of a proxy pylon over here. Not exactly 100% sure. Might want to do some kind of counterattack. Might want to do something a little bit crazy, but I don't know how much it's going to be useful. Oh, sorry. And on a big map like this, I'm actually surprised the other player wants to attempt to maybe take a little bit of a proxy base. It's one of those little things that allows you to get advantage in a game, but I doubt it's going to happen for now. Now, Mana, meanwhile, is trying to attempt to take this third base. He's also trying to tech up into Templars and also get all of his upgrades. I'm not sure what his scouting has been like throughout this game. Let's take a really quick look and see. And we see that he just kind of hasn't seen anything, doesn't see that all the factories and the mech units are out. Finally sending that Overseer in, but it looks like he's sending that Overseer in, I mean, not the Overseer, the Observer, way too late, not before he sees that whole entire choo-choo train coming right his way with 5 tanks, Hellions, Banshees, Ravens, and Marines and SCVs. So this is going to be a very, very strong push. And I actually like this decision by Mana, not even waiting for a storm to build up or potential storm research. He's just going to build Archons and attempt to intercept some of these units in the open. Oops, sorry. But again, this is just so many units. Oh, beautiful attempt at force fielding, and actually gets a lot of these Hellions. Now the problem is a lot of these tanks are still alive. He still has the Banshees alive as well, so they're putting out really nice DPS damage. Siege Mode has finished up as well, so one Archon is starting to get picked off, and oh my god, what in the world are we seeing right now? Strelok actually going to be going walling off, so this is going to prevent any clean engagement from Mana. Now, what Strelok does not know, the third base is up right here. He could put on a lot of pressure, but this is just so beautiful, using bunkers, using supply depots, just getting this amazing fortification system working his way and putting on a lot of pressure on Mana. Now, again, what Mana can do is exactly what he's planning to do. He's popping out Immortals, he's getting out additional Zealots, and most importantly, getting that charge upgrade so he's able to try to actually get in there. Now, one thing that he's going to run into a little bit of an issue just due to the fact that with the bunker and the supply depots in place, he's never going to be able to get a really nice clean engagement, and because it's a full wall off, he's never actually going to be able to get these tanks until he actually walks around. So just more losses and more losses for Mana. He's in a really tight situation. What it looks to be like, he's setting up for a little bit of a flank, warping in units over here towards the north side, and then going to wrap around and try to attack some of these units on the south side. Now, with that said, again, the wall is there, so when when these units right here try to come and attack, they're actually not going to get anything done. The fortification is just actually just way too much right now. I mean, no upgrades are getting done, but he doesn't really need upgrades when he's putting on this much pressure, and plus he's got a Raven he could utilize. But here we go. Looks like some of the units are getting warped in. Oh, beautiful warp. And actually, this is an amazing flank by Mana. He's going to break right on through this using the warp prism and some of the units from the south side to get through. You see how that there's a wall. Bunkers go down. Immortals focus down all the tanks, and the charge laws really help out. Wow. That was absolutely incredible. GG from Strelok.